Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel, Turquoise Dreaming. I'm so glad you're here. I'm here with a couple of flip throughs today of a couple of journals. So yes, I finished these two this week and they are in my shop. This one is already sold and this one is still in there. I just listed them yesterday. So if you're interested, this one is available. I've been trying to keep these little, or put, when one sells, I'll make another one and put it in my shop. These little, kind of like traveler's notebook size. I did want to explain that real quick in case someone is listening that asked me the question about what is a traveler's notebook. You know what I mean? So, just in case you didn't know, a traveler's notebook, when we say traveler's notebook, we're referring to the size. And a standard traveler's notebook size, or traveler's notebook journal, is 4 1/4 inches wide by 8 1/4 inches tall. Okay, so this one's a little smaller. It's like a small traveler's notebook size, but so it's not standard. It's just the kind of the tallish, thin journals. A lot of times are referred to traveler's notebooks. They don't necessarily have anything to do with traveling or vacation or everything or anything, or they can be. They can be that theme. You can use them for a travel journal, but they're not necessarily a travel journal. It's just the size. Okay, so let's get on with seeing what this little guy's all about. Yes, I've been making these with some base. The base is that green hanging file that I had. I have a few more pieces that I want to finish up. And then I've been covering them with this pretty wallpaper and sewing around. As you can see on this one, you can see the the zigzag stitch. And that wallpaper is so pretty with these flowers. They have different flowers on them, so I've been using the different flowers just by coincidence. On the front cover, I kind of just cut a piece out and see what happens and see where it lands. And this one landed on this pretty flower here. And this is the back. Okay, and then as you go inside, I have a little, some goodies with each one that I send along. So that's in there. But yeah, and then I put a piece of wallpaper on the inside. The first one I did, I put pockets in because I just happened to have a piece that was perfect for pockets. But since then, I have been having bigger pieces, so I've been just covering, just using what I have and trying not to make more scraps. So I just, had this piece and I put it on the inside. So then the pages are papers that I've been have in my, crafty stash that I've been trying to use up. So I have a little stack here that whenever I make one of these, I grab that stack and make pages. So anyway, let's flip through these pages real quick. As you can see, a pretty flower here, or roses. On this side, I made a pocket. There was some black kind of cardstock paper in that stack, and that was from, this black paper is from an old record album book. If you can picture one of those, or if you've ever seen them, sometimes they have little pages in them, and that's what this was, from one of those pages where I think the record slipped into a page. It wasn't just a record, it was a record in a sleeve, I think. And then it slipped into a page. So anyway, I had a scrap of that, so I used some of that for a pocket. Here is an invoice. These are printed because I had printed a few years ago. That's why I'm trying to use up this stack. They're really pretty, but they were printed, so I'm trying to use up that stack of printed goodies. And they're really pretty. This is a piece of notebook paper, or note paper, that I coffee dyed. And I'm trying to clip a few things in here too, so you can use them for, the idea behind these, I think, you can use them for whatever you want, but I'm kind of thinking, if you want a collage and glue in here, I'm putting things in that you can tear up or you can glue down, papery bits. Like here's a guest check, and this is cardstocky, but you can write on that or tear it up or cut it up or whatever. But it is clipped with a binder clip here on another piece of the record album book. This page, here it is right here, and it had it was had post in it that's how it held in these black pages. And there's holes right here and here where the post went through, and it was bound into that record book. So here's a actual original letter, handwritten letter, one page of it. And here's some piano paper. This is also original here. A typed little piece of paper that was from someone got promoted in the army, I think it says. I have a few of these, and I've just started using those that were in that stack of papers. This is also an original here. This is a piece of a calendar. If you can see that pretty blue there is from the calendar. And then here I have paper clipped paper bits, like I said. This is from a handyman book here. It has pictures of nails. Here's some music paper. These are all originals. And some coffee dyed paper. So those are paper clipped there onto that page. Just a little cascading paper bits there. And then this is some note paper, also original. And that's this was from like a budget book. And it had in the back of it, it had some pages that said notes on it. So I thought those were pretty cool. I've used all the rest of it, the budgeting part of it. And this is all I have left, the note pages. And they had quite a few of note pages in there, so it's really neat that I've been able to use those in a lot of the journals. This is a copy of an original blueprint that I have. I love that it came out so cool and nice and blue when I copied it. But my son gave me this, and I thought it was so cool. I was like, I'll never get another blueprint in my life. It has a fold out too on just this side. But yeah, I'm like, I'm never going to find another blueprint at a store or anything. So I was like, I have to keep this. And I made some copies, and I made them different sizes too. So this is one that just happened to fit in this little notebook. Okay, so here's the back half. I have on here, this is a Post-it note, with a little bit of sticky up here. And I just stuck a piece down, and so you can move this around. It's not glued down. And then another, well, this is my checklist. It says right here. It's a pink little checklist paper that I received from Your Creative Studio. It's just paper clipped on this page. This is a part of the calendar page. And then here's that Army note, piano paper, the letter, the handwritten letter, and the black record book paper, notebook paper, and this little coffee dyed note paper or ledger. And is this the last page? Yeah, this is the rose paper. I was going to tuck these into this pocket here, but it didn't fit, so I just paper clipped them on right here. It's a recipe card. This is original. See, most things are originals in here. I just had a few copies that I wanted to, from that stack that I'm trying to use up. But this is a Sally Lunn Muffins Beaumont Inn recipe and a coffee dyed recipe card. But there is a pocket here that you can utilize. And then the back. So there we go. And where did these come? Oh, I don't know. I think I forgot to tuck these in, or did I take them out of here? I don't know. All of a sudden they appeared. I think they were tucked. I meant to, I'll get done with a journal and I will be like, oh, I need to put this in there. I need to put that in there, and I'll just tuck it into the back. But this is a little coffee dyed receipt, and I won't go through all of these but just to show you an example of the goodies that are in this little envelope that come along with this journal. Quickly kind of flip through here, little pieces. There's wallpaper, pieces from Your Creative Studio. This is, I don't know where. Oh, this is kind of funny. It almost fooled me. It looks like a little note that someone wrote me. See that? But it's Your Creative little piece of paper that has a note on it, but it's from Your Creative Studio. And then there's some the tickets you just saw. This little receipt, which is coffee dyed, and a napkin. I got a lot in that little envelope, didn't I? So let me flip through the other one. So like I said, this one is in my shop. And when one of these sells, like I'm just putting one in there, and then when it sells, I make another one and put another one in there. So this one is in there now. And those are inexpensive. I just have fun with those. I want to use up that stack, so I just, make those up pretty quickly. And so they're very inexpensive. And then this is a journal I worked on this week. And it's made from a book. And if you saw my video yesterday with the collab where we're using our stash, this is where I came up and started using this book to make a journal this week. Where the prompts this week were books and book pages like that, things like that. So I chose this little book to, use for that collab, and I decided to make a journal out of it. So I used the original spine here. This is the whole book, original book, where the spine wasn't coming apart or anything. So as you can see, it's a worn book. At one time maybe had some water damage on it, and when I got it, it was, in the thrift store. So it wasn't like I didn't get it at a yard sale where it was all damp and musty or anything. I got it at the thrift store where it does not smell or anything. But anyway, I just love the worn look of it. And when I found it, I thought it was beautiful. And I brought it home so I could make a journal out of it. It's small, as you can see. Let me tell you, it's sold already, but just to tell you, it's so cute. I love it. 7 inches tall by 4 1/4 inches wide. I just love making these, using these old grungy kind of grunt. It's not super grungy, but it's a little, worn. I love using these old worn covers. But I used some really pretty scrapbook paper here on the inside that I thought went well with the outside. And it's got 3 signatures, so we'll just flip through real quick. Pockets and ephemera. I'm not going to do a too detailed of a flip through since it's already sold. This is coffee dyed computer paper, and I folded over the little edge, the hole that has the holes, or the track that used to go through a track in a printer. And because I didn't want to cut it off, and I really love that part of it. It's like the whole charm of that paper is the hole, the track holes, So I folded it over there, and then this is that army paper. I used a piece in here. No digitals in here, no prints, it's all originals. And so this is a page from, I think, an encyclopedia or some type of book like that. Some lined paper. And this is some pretty scrapbook paper that is in the center of this signature. I put this little piece on here that says cherished memories. And some trim on this side. So fold out there. This is spritzed on the back with, oh no, this is avocado dyed paper on the back of that scrapbook paper because it was white. So here's a pretty postcard. Beautiful. That's an old, nice old postcard. Pocket here with a couple of pieces of ephemera. And the second signature. I love this scrapbook paper. That's Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. This is pretty scrapbook paper here. I made a little cluster here with a beautiful old piece of a linen that I had with a vintage button and a couple of tags and journal card, whatever you want to use them for. And then coffee dyed graph paper, music, some pattern instructions with this is a page from like one of those friendship kind of Hallmark books. It was so pretty, and I just put it in here. And flip out here. Here's the center of this signature. A little tag here that we made together on a Tag Tuesday. A piece of an old notebook. And this is a little kind of page flip over. I was going to glue this down. Let me show you. It's flipped over the page. And I thought I'll put it in here and let someone put it where they want it. So it just is I just made see, this is just a piece. It was a cutoff from a scrapbook paper. And it is avocado dyed on this side, and I put this is a printout here, and I put this on here, and then I was going to glue it down to make like a little flip up writing spot, and you could put a pocket behind it too. I just decided that I would leave it and just put it in here like this, kind of hang it over the page, and then I put a paper clip on it so that whoever gets this can put it wherever they want it. or do whatever they want with it. And the music here, graph paper coffee dyed again. And this is the back of the second signature, where I have a few bits in here, little tags that I've made. So fun. And this is on here is a tatted little like doily, and that's tatting. Very beautiful. I got that at an estate sale. When I dug down into somebody's sewing stash there at the estate sale, I found a few of those little tatted pieces, and I was like, oh my goodness, buried treasure. So anyway, the third signature here. All the scrapbook papers in here are avocado dyed, and little pieces here that I've put in. This is from a music book cover, like a sheet music or a music book, and this picture was on the inside of the cover. See, here's the cover, and then here's the picture. I just thought it was a cool old picture, and it can be glued down somewhere, made into a pocket or tuck spot, or put some paper on the back if you want to use it for a journaling card. And then here's another piece that this I cut out of a book and did a couple pieces of layering there so it looks like a photo type of thing. I mean, I know it looks like well, it is a drawing, but I just matted it so it looks like something special there. So here's another little piece of a linen that I put on this page. This is coffee dyed. And the piano paper, another of those, like I showed you in the other journal page from that handwritten letter. And then this here is the center, and I've got a flip out on both sides. So on here, can you see the piece of trim here that I put on here? So pretty, right? And it's on the other side too. So that was pretty. Okay, and you've seen the first half of this signature with all these pretty papers. Here are a couple of pieces, tag and a map piece from a book that I cut out. Oops. I added a little number there, and I put this on the black. That looks pretty on this black paper. This is cardstock, and this is just trying to see. This was I'm trying to remember if this was a masterboard that I cut up. I think it might have been. Yeah, yes, it was. I could tell. There's several pieces. There's 3 pieces on here, and I added the word November there. And just by coincidence, really, I think I had that from my word box. I had the word November in there, and it looked like November, so I guess I put that on there. There's the back, and oh, I have a little goodie envelope, but I didn't bring it in here. It's already sold, so I had it in the other room, and I brought it back in here to do the little flip through. So anyway, I hope you will enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I did add a little cross charm here to the tie closure, and this is some seam binding that I crinkled, and so that is the tie closure, the crinkled seam binding with a little charm. And this was just as a little, in case you've never, like, I crinkled this seam binding, and on the package, you know, it's vintage seam binding, and this is a silky type. It's not the like cotton type. And I think on the package of this, it was a little discouraging when I was going to crinkle it. I was like, it said non-wrinkling or something like that. Non-wrinkle, non-wrinkling. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I could crinkle non-wrinkling. I'm like, I'm just going to try it, see what happens. And you can see what happened. It turned out really nice. Nice and crinkled. So, yeah, don't get discouraged if your package of seam binding says non-wrinkling, because apparently you can crinkle non-wrinkling, which I thought was so funny that it actually worked and crinkled because it's supposed to be non-wrinkling. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day and a great weekend. See you later.